Hi, Scorpio. This is Just with your December 1st, 2019 weekly reading. Hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. Scorpio, I forgot all about you guys. I apologize. Well, what can I say? I do forget some. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to go through it because I know you're like, yeah. Just get to the reading. But I'm sorry, Scorpio. I forgot you guys last week. Okay. Let me say this before we get started. For some of you, this is going to resonate with a lot of you, okay? The underlying basis of what I'm saying is going to resonate with a lot of you. However, it will show up in your life differently, okay? So try your best to say, yeah, like someone say, well, this job situation, you've had enough of it. And you're like, well, my job is fine. But this relationship, I've had enough of it. It's that type of thing. Like you have to maneuver it as it makes sense for you, if that makes any sense. Because again, the underlying message here, I feel will go across the board for a lot of you, but it just may show up differently in your life. Now, when it comes down to your finances, okay, and your career sector, I feel like try to be careful, Scorpio, not to detract. Don't go in, okay? Don't nobody want to lose you. And I don't mean literally. I mean figuratively lose you. Like you go into this place where you become very isolated, quiet. You just remove yourself from people after you hear something, after something has been realized, after you discover something, after you get a final decision or answer about something that may turn you off completely. Now, here's the thing. All of that may be happening for a reason, okay? All of you guys are where you are for a reason. No matter how good or bad it is, you are where you need to be right now because it is going to move you to another place. If you have been putting yourself out there, be very conscious because everything that you put out is what you're going to get, okay? You're going to get back. Particularly in matters of money and finance, if you're looking for a job, you're looking for work, you're going to get it. It may not be what you're interested in, but you were looking for work. You're looking for a job, okay? So, and be careful because you're being watched. You're being tested. I have to remember to make this tagline. It's a test. Scorpio, please remember you're being tested. You're being tested. And it is to show you where you've gone wrong in the past. Okay, what you've asked for, what you've put out there. As they say, words are very powerful. So there may have been some words, your deep thoughts that has connected, okay, to answer whatever prayer you've put up before. But whatever prayer you put out there, okay? And now you're being tested. You don't want to turn around and show that you're not being grateful. Now, I know some people are saying, well, how are you going to start our reading like this? And you didn't do it last week, and now when you come back, it's negative. Listen, this is a real message. It's a real message for someone out there, for several people out there. So know that you're being tested. Why? Because as a Scorpio, you just don't know how much of a Scorpio I know. But as Scorpios, there's this energy about you guys where when you've been done wrong, you need a minute. You need to take a few beats to process what's happened. You're not like an Aries where you just shoot out there. No, you need to take a beat. And taking a beat, whatever you ask for, you're getting. Okay? But it's not going to be exactly to your liking. It's not. Okay? Try your best to overcome it anyway, because understand, and I do see you guys being very much defiant, still not playing any games, standing up for yourself. You're still going to stick with it, even though you may not like where you're working at anymore, don't want to deal with the people, don't want to deal with the situation. You're guarded. You don't trust people because there is constant turmoil. There's always something. As soon as you get comfortable, it's another thing. As soon as you let down your guard, it's another thing. So you're like, I'm not going to let my guard down. And quiet as it's kept, some of you could be saving a little bit of money, holding a little bit of money back, not telling anyone about a little bit of money. And I always say, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. So I'm not mad at you keeping that to yourself. I think you guys know that you need to do this. Something in your life is wrapping up, whether it be with people, work situation, that sort of thing. But it's almost like the tail end of it. And it gives you confirmation of like, you have to stay this way. To you, you're like, I have to stay this way. I have to stay on guard. I have to stay, in this place where I don't trust you guys. I stay away from you guys. I stay over here with it because anytime I do relent, I'm disappointed. Okay. Be very conscious of your health. Okay. You may not be doing so well, especially some of you pregnant Scorpio women out there. Please definitely stay off your feet and take a beat. Yeah, especially if you're working, you're running a business, something that could create a lot of stress on you. These things may have a long-term effect on your child, right? So take a beat, take a step back, because although you may look really nice and pretty and well put together, but you are stressing yourself out, even though you're not letting people see you sweat, but even your reaction is not normal. You're doing too much, okay? Pregnant Scorpio women, you're doing too much physically, and it is weighing down on you. Mentally, this is another challenge this particular week for you guys, because you're trying to find out something, or you may have stood up for yourself. So there could have been, like I said, an argument, a frustration, a battle to some extent with someone. And it's like little things that turn into all hell breaking loose, like little nitpick of this, nitpick of that, nitpick of that. And you may have nitpicked with several people. And it could have been over the holiday season, or it could be, like I said, a work situation, could be in any area of your life. And now you're kind of stuck mentally. You can't come out of this place. You probably, for some of you, want to come out of this place, but you're just not, you can't get there mentally. So anybody that is cross-watching for a Scorpio, and the Scorpio is really having nothing to do with you, because Scorpios are very black and white. When they are not fucking with you, you're going to know it. It's not like Libras, where it's like, well, they seem fine to me, but deep down inside they're holding all kind of grudges. No, you're going to know it with a Scorpio. So if a Scorpio is not dealing with you right now, they just can't. They just cannot right now. They can't. And I do see this week will be a bit of that, a challenge. Even trying to keep that to yourself is going to be a challenge. Seeing your way out of this completely may be also a challenge, because all you can focus on right now is the here and now. And some of you may be trying your best to get to 600, 6,000, a certain amount of money that you're trying to get up. But you may find that it's impossible to get there. It's going to be such a struggle to get there. Jupiter is coming out of your second house, going into your third house. And with it being right with Capricorn and Saturn, it's going to be a lot harder to, make things materialize. It's not going to not happen. It's just going to take a little bit more work. So I see you having to go back in spite the fact that the situation is over. Like, you got to still go back to work. You got to deal with a particular person. And what once was a happily ever after, what was once, a good place to be, is now shrouded in heartache and pain. Toward the end of the week, you're confused, but you're protected. Please know you're protected, or you have someone in your life that you're always going to be able to count on this person. And here's the thing. Let's say you're at a workplace and you're having problems with just about everybody there, right? And it's not to say it's your fault. It's one thing after another, and you're just like, you know what, this place is so unhealthy for me. But you've met someone that you can have in your life for the rest of your life. It's almost like a guardian angel. Some of you may have a guardian angel in your life that you'll always be able to count on. But to some extent, you don't see them as that. And now that you're in these situations where you're always in a, not always in a crisis, but you're in this crisis mode. It kind of feels like crisis to me to some extent. There's someone that you can count on. For others of you, it's you being protected. And by the end of the week, you get it. You're confused midweek going into the latter part of the week. But by the end of the week going into next week, you get it. And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. This isn't something that somebody can snap their hands and everything is okay. It's taking a step back, and then it's starting anew, right? The right way. Step by step process. And you guys will finally get it. I don't know how you're going to get it. Everybody's going to be different on how you're going to get this. But you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And you're going to know that I'm going to be okay. Because you're protected, and you will be okay. And I feel with that, you're going to approach the situation differently. You will. And look at you, Scorpio, look at you growing up. Hello? And when I say growing up, you could be 60. And there's still things about you that doesn't serve you, right? And you're growing out of that. And that's what we're all here to do, is continue to grow. And there's no such goddamn thing as, I always find it funny when people say, well, you're such and such age. You shouldn't act like that at such and such age. Says who? If that's the case, your cutoff date would be such and such age. As long as you have life, health, and strength, there's always an opportunity to grow, always an opportunity to be better than who you used to be. Know that. And I know Scorpios, I know you guys know that. And so at the end of the week, you're going to realize that. You're going to understand it's not as bad, and you're better still. You're still better. Like mentally, deep down, and for yourself mentally, it may be a bit of a challenge and a struggle. And, you're trying to communicate here. You're trying to do every step you're trying to go. It may be a bit of a challenge. You're met with some type of a challenge. But by the end of the week, you're letting go and you're letting God. You're letting go and you're letting God. Now, when it comes to matters, let's go back right quick. For your finances, I'd be conservative. Some of you are okay and money may be dwindling. Your business may not be up as much. Please try to pay attention. And even if you're at this place, if you have your own business, Scorpio, and it's like, well, I typically make more than that. I'm not going to reduce my prices. I'm not going to. You might want to do it. You might want to do it. Okay. Because there may be, again, missing opportunities because you're in a funk, because I don't want to deal with them, because they did such and such and such. Please compartmentalize. And you guys are good at that. You have Capricorn in your third house. Just compartmentalize the situation. Don't let one thing beget another. Don't let something affect you. It can work. You won't know it right now. It's not going to make sense to you. But if you make the proper adjustments, because what? You're being tested. If you make the proper adjustments, Scorpio, you're going to find out that it's all going to fall into place. It's all going to fall into place. Now let's get into love. Well, some of you are mourning the loss over someone and has been for quite some time, kind of staying to yourself, really trying to do your best to process it. First, it was just, the emotions of it all. Now you're starting to kind of get the understanding behind the emotions, right? Someone's lying. You've been trying to catch someone in a lie. You may have caught someone in a lie, and getting the complete truth, that's going to be a challenge. Okay. Understanding what it all means may be a challenge for you. Getting out of your head about the situation is going to be a challenge. This person is trying to decide when can they come back and strike again. You're not having it. You're not having it. You don't trust them. Okay. The person walked away and they don't know what they did this time around. I think I was going to initially tag this. I was going to say it won't work this time around. That's the first thing I got. It won't work this time around, and it's not going to work. It's like some of you have walked away in the past, and now you're looking like, I see twofold. Some of you walked away from someone, and since you've been back or trying to work on this relationship, you realize that this person is holding resentment against you. They've never been the same since you walked away the first time. And now that you guys are trying to work it out, it's always a bicker. It's always a problem. Some of you may have detached, like, okay, we used to live together. I moved into my own place. You've done something where you had to leave. And they've been on edge ever since, and they've resented you for that ever since. And no matter how much you ask them and probe and try to figure out, what is it? Why this? Why this? Why this? You're still coming up with nothing. And any little thing that you may ask them or say turns into a brawl, a fight, an argument. And something is telling you something else is going on. This is not all that this is. And it is. Either you're dealing with someone who resents you, doesn't trust you. They feel like at any moment you'll leave them again. You put them in a state where they felt so lost and so lonely and so heartbroken. And now you expect them to just take you back in open arms as if nothing has happened. Others of you are dealing with someone who's a player, who goes out, who does their thing, and to where you have to leave them. But they always look at it as a temporary situation. Okay. And you now don't trust the person because there's a lot of options. The person has a lot of options. It's too much competition. And you're like, I'm not going to sit here and deal with this shit. I've dealt with it before. I'm not dealing with it again. Okay. Or Yeah, I was one of the options before, but we've committed to each other. I'm not going to tolerate this. And it's a secret that somebody doesn't want the other person to know about. You may be the secret. Someone else could be a secret, but there's a secret that someone doesn't want the other person to know about. And I do feel like the person, to some extent, has been kind of successful in keeping a secret from you. Not all the way, because, Scorpios, when you get your mind right, you're going to figure out. You're going to find out exactly what the hell's going on. But it has been a challenge to get this person to admit something, to own something, or to get the full truth. You may know little bits and pieces here, there, and there, but not the full truth, okay? And, I feel like it has really put a damper on this relationship. Let's say that. They're coming back. Somebody came back, you or them. Somebody came back. And when they came back to nothing. They thought coming back was going to end the situation, end the pain, the devastation, the hurt, from the cheating and the lying and the this and the that, whatever. And in turn, we're going to have this happy family, happy life, happy wife, happy husband. But it's really shrouded with yet another hurt, disappointment, heartbreak, and separation. They're coming back, obviously. I think you know that. I think that you know that you're dealing with someone, for some of you, who you thought you were going to have forever with, and now you're realizing it's turning out to be more of a sexual thing. Something where it's an in and out thing. It's almost like someone's trying to step back from this relationship, try to take a complete step back. Okay. Someone's confused. I believe it's this person. Some of you Scorpio men, you could be confused, or the man in the lives of Scorpio women could be a bit confused, okay, about what he wants, what's real, what's true, where his emotions lie. And I do see protection. So if you've hurt before, if you feel like I'm going to hurt again, you don't have to feel that way. You guys are really learning a lesson in a major sort of way. Now, again, this could be you, Scorpio, doing a whole lot to somebody else, and you're trying to come in and make amends. And it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a beat, because where you were before, that's not going to be easily given. You're not easily giving that to this person this time around. It's something that they possibly may have to work for again. And they do want to reconcile. They do want to fix this. They do want to work on it. But be very conscious about what you've gone through already with this person. And this just may be how this person is with you. Because there's resentment. There's some type of resentment here. Okay? And for some of you, you may say, well, I didn't do anything. I never did anything to the person, And they may just have that wired because of a past situation. There's a lot, I feel, about this person you don't really understand. You, Scorpio, don't really understand and don't really know. Okay? So in the extended, we're going to look deeper into where this relationship is going. For those of you who are single, I would say take a beat, because you may meet someone really quick, very fast. And I mean, this person comes into your life, like a wind tunnel. And you may feel like it's everything that you wanted it to be, and it doesn't lead to that. So it would make all the sense in the world to take a step back, just take a step by step, because even you Scorpios that are single, if you're putting yourself out there, you can meet someone. Okay. And that's what all the normal ways that people engage with other people. If you're just home and going to work and coming home, then obviously you probably won't be meeting anyone. But if you put yourself out there, there's people to meet, and there's someone in particular that's going to be interested in you. Okay. You want something long lasting, something that you can hang your hat on, something that this is what I've been wishing for, praying for. Okay. And it's not necessarily going to come into the form of those people who are quick and fast and want to rush you into something, or they're so open for everything. I feel it more for those of you is the person who will take their time to be your friend, to get to know you, who doesn't call very often, who may come around even less. But even in that, there's a consistency. You can trust them. You can believe in them, because they like to take their time so that they get it right the first time. So in the extended, we're going to look deeper into this relationship. We're going to look at you singles and see what you have coming up, as well as the couples. what's going to happen in this relationship, not just this week, but in a couple months to come. So if you're interested in that, click that link below in the description box. It tells you all of the focus, all of the areas that we focus on in the love reading. So if you like that, click the link to the extended, and we'll finish up this reading. If you want something personal with me, click the link to my website and you can set something up for yourself. If you like to share, please do so. I love to hear from you. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe. Hopefully I wasn't all over the place. It's a lot to unpack. But I'll be back very soon with another one. Take care, Scorpio.